Hi guys, it is common knowledge that UPSC asks difficult questions in civil services prelims exam. Sometimes this difficulty is such that you are able to easily and accurately identify it in the exam hall itself. But sometimes it happens that the questions are so difficult, you are able to understand their true depth only when you get the official answer key. And even when you have the official answers in your hand, you're not able to understand why certain questions or certain statements were given to be true or false, because our processing of the statement will be different and the official answer key seems to be suggesting something different. So this series, Solving the Impossible, is aimed at those multi-statement questions. You can submit any multi-statement question from 2011 till 2023 papers. Only Series A papers questions you submit. You just have to mention the question number and the year of the question paper, and Series A also just mention so that there is clarity that you have picked it up from Series A paper only. Just message in the comment section of this video and also in my free Telegram channel for elimination techniques. The link of that channel will be given in the description of this video. Also, it is assumed that you have watched the free lecture of elimination techniques related to multi-statement questions. I've taken that class, and that entire lecture, all the techniques have been discussed in that video. It's I think 1.5 or 2 hours class, and please go through that, please understand that, and only after that you watch these videos, because the assumption is that you have watched that lecture, you've understood the techniques. I'll be using some terminologies, I'll be using some concepts which I've discussed in detail in that lecture, and here it is just an application of what we discussed there, right? So the objective of this initiative is that at least for multi-statement questions, you have full clarity from 2011 till 2023. Any question that is troubling you, you can submit, and we'll try to wrap our mind around that question and see if anything can be done, or how to think if such questions appear in 2024. So one such question was question number 60 of Series A 2022 paper. This question read, according to Kautilya's Arthashastra, which of the following are correct? So this question is asking in detail about what Kautilya's Arthashastra did. So this is a non-standard question. This information will not be given in our standard books because we don't read Kautilya's Arthashastra in detail. And the evidence is the kind of statements that have been asked. So the first statement says, a person could be a slave as a result of a judicial punishment. So could be, the tone could be is soft, it's wide, right? It's talking of possibility. A person can become a slave, can be, that kind of tone, right? So we will not have any problem here. We'll feel that, okay, this statement should be true because it is saying could be a slave, and slavery was prevalent in those times. So we'll feel that this is true. The second statement said, if a female slave bore her master a son, right? So this is an if statement. So the statement itself is putting a condition first, that if X is true, then Y is true. This kind of structuring is there of this statement and also of the third one. So when you have if statements, they have a very high chance of being true, because already some condition has been stated that this condition is true, and only when this is true, something else will happen. So if we don't have any information about that, what the statement is asking, generally these statements are true, if statements are true. So it says, if a female slave bore her master a son, she was legally free. Okay, to say that she was not legally free if she bore her master a son, would be very difficult. That would require great knowledge, deeper knowledge, and that we will not have. So it's an if statement, very high chance that it will be true. Similarly, the third statement, if a son born to a female slave was fathered by her master, the son was entitled to legal status of the master's son. Again, very deep information. If you want to solve it via knowledge, very deep information, very much, a lot of clarity would be needed. But if we don't have information, we can just see the structuring. It's an if statement, and if statements are generally true, right? So the third statement also should be true, and the best answer in this question will be delta 1, 2 and 3. That is what our original processing of the question would be. If we look at the official answer, it was Bravo, right? It was not Delta. Now, this was the shock in this question. Why is it Bravo? Bravo means 2 and 3. For 2 and 3, we don't have any problem. These are if statements, so should be true only. But why is the first statement wrong, right? It's a very soft statement, could be, has been stated. We'll not be able to understand why is the first statement incorrect. Now, this is where the trap of this question is. This question, and there are many like these, which on the face will be very doable, but when you actually look at the official answer key, you will be shocked at the answer, right? So, if you just recall what was the society in those times, like Kautilya's Arthashastra time, we are looking at around say 500 BC kind of situation, the era. So, Brahmanism was there, and it was stated that like that caste hierarchy, Brahmanas, and then you had all the other 3 castes, right? Shudras, Vaishyas, and all of that. So those castes were there. Brahmanas were the Kshatriyas and Brahmanas were favored, but even between Kshatriyas and Brahmanas, the Brahmanas were considered to be at the top of in that caste hierarchy. So they had a lot of privileges which the others did not have. So if you look at this, if you have just this context in mind, look at the first statement. It says, a person. A person means any person. Any person in that society will include all people in all 4 hierarchies, including Brahmanas, right? So, a person could be a slave. A Brahmana can be a slave. Very difficult, because we know that in that society, Brahmanas used to enjoy privileges. And even for like similar offenses, if some offense has been committed by a Brahmana, and if that same offense has been committed by a Shudra, for example, the Shudra will be punished much more severely than the Brahmana. This kind of information is there in our NCRTs also, right? I've given the link also of that NCRT snippet where the information is there. We'll just go through that information once this discussion is done. So, a person, very difficult. Now, this is the trap in this question because it includes Brahmanas also. For that reason, this statement should be false. And if it is false, look at the options. First, alpha option is gone, Charlie. Alpha is A, Bravo is B, Charlie is C, Delta is D option, right? So, alpha option is gone, Charlie option is gone, Delta option is gone, and you are left with only Bravo 2 and 3. So, one way of solving this question is by noticing a person, right? This is a grammar related thing, but it also highlights the significance of reading the question and the statements very carefully. So, a person should be incorrect in this statement, and right now it will feel like this is a very simple thing, it's a very direct thing, but when you are in exam hall, these kind of traps, unless you have practiced the multi-statement questions multiple times, 10 times actually, I say that you should practice all questions, 1300 questions from 2011 till 2023 via our elimination techniques, elimination thinking. But in the free course, I'm taking care of the multi-statement questions. So at least the multi-statement questions you can do 10 times and we can discuss whatever problems you have. So a person is the problem in this question. Now let us go through the NCRT snippet that we have for this question. Now, in this snippet, you can see this is from the themes in Indian history, the first part, ancient history, NCRT of class 12th, and from the chapter we have some mention of Arthashastra. This portion was there, and it said generosity towards Brahmanas, right? So it is not saying very directly that the Shudra and the Brahmana will be punished differently, but we can get the tone. If we have the main idea, this is the main idea, generosity towards Brahmanas. So we get the main idea, we get the tone here, we can derive whatever the statements are saying. The statement generally, UPSC will be like it will frame these questions, the unpreparable, the very shocking kind of questions. They are generally from the main idea or given in the NCRTs, but the statements will not be talking about the main idea. The statements will be talking of something very specific, which is unpreparable for us, right? So that is how UPSC frames these questions, and that is the reason why the answer in this question is Bravo, why the first statement is incorrect. So that will be all in this video. As I told you, you can submit any question from multi-statement questions of series A papers from 2011 till 2023. You have to message in the comment section of this video the year, the series and the question number, and also you message in the free Telegram channel of Elimination Techniques of RDI. The link of that channel will be given in the description of this video. Thank you so much. Do let me know how you felt about this approach, and what are the good things you felt and what are the bad things you felt about this approach. If there's anything you feel we are not thinking correctly, do share and I will think about it, and I'll update if any improvement is there in the approach. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.